Okay, so we'll move away from that. Still on this 2023 issue, you have said that Akwa Ibom needs a carpenter. I think the last time you and I sat here, you said they should be building bridges, right? If I recall vividly, they should go around building bridges. Why do we need a carpenter? And are you using a carpenter in the context, or literally, we need a carpenter?
I think in the context, I can say I'm using the word carpenter in the context. I'm using the word carpenter literally, but let me pick the word context.
Okay.
Now, how has Akwa Ibom State fed since 1999 till today is what I pondered over, I slept, and I came out with that article. That article has attracted a lot of reactions. People have called me, people have sent me inbox to say they don't like the context, they don't like the word. Some even try to say that article was not proper. Some said it was okay. But however you look at it, I think that one who has a dream can be able to explain his dream better. The idea behind that article that we need a carpenter is that Akwa Ibom State has almost been broken down. Seemingly, something much are not going on. There is hunger in the land. I was here last week and I told you there is hunger in the land. People are anguishing in pains, in lack and in the midst of plenty. I'm not blaming the head, but I'm saying that we need a carpenter who can be able to utilize our resources to make us feel the impact of our huge allocation that comes into the state. Who is a carpenter? A carpenter is one who builds, who makes shelter, who builds using wood, who constructs using available resources, using wood, who couple together. Now we seem disintegrated. The headship seems disconnected from the lead, from the followers. And so we need one who can actually build a bridge between the headship and the followers.
To link them.
A bridge that can link the poor and the rich. That can link a market woman and the rich. A farmer and the rich. A trader and the rich. A man who can be able to construct a bridge between the past leadership of the state, the present leadership of the state, and the future leaders of the state. Why we are facing what we are facing today, in my own thinking, is that because the leaders of the past perhaps are not being carried along, and the current leaders are not having a contact with the future leaders. You have three sets of leaders: the past leaders, the current leaders, and the future leaders. Is there a link? Is there a bridge between the past, the present, and the future? So a carpenter can be able to do this bridge. Now, assuming we have such kind of linkage, Obamota, for instance, let me call name, can't be able to say my dream for this state. I came up with Ibom Power Plant, came up with Akwa Ibom, what is it called? Akwa Ibom Airport, came up with this, with all these projects. And then the government after him came up and actualized and take those projects to the next level. And then his tenure is over and he leaves. The one after the Akpabio comes on board and consolidates with those developments today. And then the one in future after Udom will leave, the one after Udom will now come up, and water. That is why the Bible says Apollo, built, and then Paul waters. So we need that kind of leadership where you don't tie this project to your name, but you tie it to the people of the state, so that when the next government comes, he will build on it. He will see it as, if I do it, you will take glory because you did it, because you brought the idea. You see it as you are governing a state. So a carpenter will have such kind of a dream. Now, I don't want to say we tie so much attention to Harvard degrees and Cambridge. You say those who have gone to Harvard Business School, Cambridge, are the ones that should lead us. We have gone beyond. We have gone past that level because we have tried an architect, we have tried a lawyer, we are now trying a banker. Where are we? So I think that we should now de-emphasize, emphasis on degrees, but place more emphasis on a Carpenter governor who can be able to drive through the process of leadership and be accessible to the people. Not the governor that will be coming to the state when there is allocation. You fly in and fly out. Not the governor that will have several addresses that will be coming from elsewhere to govern the state. Governor that will be accessible to the market woman that can go to the street and find out how the people are feeling. Governor that will know that he is just a servant leader. He is just an employee of the state. I used to admire former Governor Babangida Aliyu of Niger State. He calls himself the chief laborer. That is how he called, whether he meant it or not. That is how he called himself. So I want to plead that the next governor of the state should be a Carpenter governor who will be able to say yes, the state will move on to the next level of the El Dorado.
Otuekong, with all that you've said, I mean, it's beautiful to follow your analysis about who Akwa Ibom people needs, a carpenter. In your analogy, you talked about Apollo and Paul.
Yes.
Is that not typical of what the Lagosians are enjoying? Like one governor after the other, consolidating on the gains already achieved by successive administration. Perhaps that's why Lagos is, where it is, that commercial destination. Is that not typical of Lagos?
It is typical because Lagos is a progressive state. It's typical of Lagos. But let me add this to involve my thought on this issue. We have this Carpenter governor amongst the aspirants who have shown interest already. I took time in the article to list out their names. Those who have shown interest to contest, to be employed, to become the governor of the state. And I said, the top applicants who have submitted their CV, have put up themselves to be served. Now we have Senator Basi Albert, we have Right Honorable Onofio Luke, we have Mr. Udom Inoyo, we have Mr. Akan Udofia, we have Senator John James Akpan Udoidege, we have Senator Itainang, we have Senator Effiong Bob, we have Right Honorable Michael Enyong, we have Mr. Kanokon, we have Mr. Ide Owodiong, we have Architect Ezekiel Yaito, we have Pastor Omoino, we have Dr. Inyebong Esien, we have Comrade
Perhaps you should take Pastor Omoino from that.
I'm coming. And then we have Comrade Inyebong and we have Mr. James Inyema. These are the rumored aspirants.
Okay.
Rumored now. Rumored. Whom their names have been reportedly, fingered or touted to have interest to be employed by the state to become the chief servant leader of the state. So amongst these names, you could find a Carpenter governor. Amongst them.
Okay.
So I'm not giving you anyone.
No, give me. I won't even allow
you. If anyone comes to you to say, I want to be your employee to serve you as a governor, ask him, are you a Carpenter governor? Can you be able to build a bridge between the past, the present, and the future?
I think we don't even need to ask. We just need to look at them.
Because now let me tell you what I'm seeing. Currently, there are those who go about to buy corn and pear on the road.
Unknown men.
Buy corn on the road, on the street, on the highway. Some will go and eat akara on the street. These are antics. Coconut on the street. These are antics this is have happened before. We've seen this before. I think that by now we now know that politicians who pretend to be more people friendly, when they are given power, they become people's enemy. So we should not allow those things to hoodwink us to see any person who goes to the road to buy akara and eat, and you say this is more friendly to me.
Ask you and become your business. What can I do to help you?
Right now, there are those who are giving people Greek gifts.
What's Greek?
Greek gifts are those gifts that are fake, that are just meant to, that are treacherous gifts given to somebody because you want something from the person. There are those who are becoming emergency philanthropists. they go to to the needy and give them gifts and take pictures and put on the social media because they want to be shown that they are philanthropists. But these are emergency philanthropists who have not been doing it before now. Question is, where have they been before today? So I think that we should be able to put these names I have mentioned in the basket and shake it. From these names, we will get a capital governor that can build a bridge and give us good governance in the state in 2023.
Okay, so we'll find out who the Carpenter will eventually be come that time. But for now, I need to go for commercials. Stay tuned.